As 2024 approaches and the crypto space heats up for the next wave of adoption, everyone's trying to identify which sectors inside of blockchain can explode in value in the coming months and years. And one sector in particular that's gained a ton of attention is crypto gaming, all right? And people either love crypto gaming or they hate it. If you ask traditional gamers, many of them think it's a total scam, it's a waste of time, it's never going to work. But if you look inside the crypto space, many people are absolutely fanatical about crypto games. But I believe there could be a bright future ahead for crypto games, and I want to explain exactly why in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works with this technology on a daily basis. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to get ahead of the next crypto explosion, then I can show you how to become a blockchain master step-by-step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's jump into this. So if you spent any time on social media or YouTube looking at crypto and researching it, you see lots of people talking about crypto games as one of the next hot trends for 2024. But, there's some problems with crypto games, all right? We saw a massive wave of interest in this during the last bull cycle in 2021. A lot of games launched at the end of that cycle and into 2022. We saw all this hype with the metaverse, and then it crashed and burned. It just ended in a disaster, and nobody's really cared about it for basically 2 years until recently, as people are trying to find the next hot thing before it explodes. Now, that's just sort of the nature of crypto, okay? Whenever a bear market hits, everything gets wrecked, especially new stuff like games. But crypto games kind of got hit extra hard because many of the games that launched in the past essentially had these financial incentives baked into them, and the games themselves weren't actually that fun. So when the financial incentives went away with the bear market, people stopped caring about it and they stopped playing the games because they just weren't fun anymore. But I believe that this sector actually could see a lot of utility and a lot of entertainment value, and that it's positioned potentially for a big comeback. So why is that? Well, first of all, you have to understand it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to make a really good game that people actually want to play, okay? I mean, many projects basically, we're talking potentially years and millions and millions and millions of dollars to pull this off. And it's a timeline that many people in the crypto space really aren't used to. They just want to see a new project launch out of nowhere and become an overnight success. But that's not really how gaming works. But the good news is we saw games that have launched within the past 2.5 years that have been working and iterating over this time that could get to a really good spot to where this sector could actually mature and sort of come up from the ashes. And so if, they've been building for the past few years and we have another year or so as things really start to heat up, that could be a recipe for something really nice and mature to hit the scene that can actually be sticky and effective regardless of what's happening with the crypto market. So now I also want to stop and talk about why do you even introduce crypto into games in the first place? Why do you need crypto for gaming? There's lots of benefits that you can get with blockchain that you can't get with normal types of gaming. So one is basically the ability to own any type of asset that you have inside the game, okay? So Vitalik Buterin, the mastermind behind Ethereum himself, even talked about this when he was creating Ethereum. It was one of the biggest reasons that he did it in the first place. He was playing a game, I think it was World of Warcraft, where he spent all this time trying to, grind inside the game to get this in-game asset that was basically just killed, okay? And he couldn't have it anymore. And so that was one of the big impetuses for him to say, I really hate centralized services and I want to create decentralized infrastructure that can solve these types of problems. And that was one of the big reasons why Ethereum was created in the first place. And so that's one of the big types of problems you can solve with crypto games is basically reducing this centralization risk, where if you work to get something in type of a game, you can actually own it. You can own things for real inside the game and you can transfer them out of the game. And that introduces so many new dynamics into games that are attractive for people. I can take the assets out and move them into my own wallet and now I control them. And so in addition to controlling them, you can collect them, you can trade them with other people, you can list them on other open marketplaces, you can buy things on open marketplaces and move them into the game if you don't want to grind away in the game. And then also, it introduces all these new possibilities for you to mash up different games. So what if you could get an item from one game and then take it out your wallet and move it into another game? What if you got a skin and you could use that skin in a different game, or an item or a sword or whatever? You can kind of start to see where this goes, and the possibilities become really creative and really endless in ways that you really just can't do with normal games now. And so those are just some of the basic reasons why you can do crypto with games that makes it a better alternative, and why you want to make a game with crypto at all as opposed to the normal way. Now, on top of that, I think that crypto gaming can also be a massive catalyst for blockchain in general. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically, I think that crypto gaming can be a use case that stands alone aside from financial speculation or NFTs or anything like that can operate independently no matter what's happening with the crypto market cycles. And it can also be a channel which attracts new users to actually use the blockchain who don't care about, buying and holding cryptocurrency. Well, why is that? Well, if you can create games that people actually want to play that use the blockchain in some beneficial way, then that can just attract them into being blockchain users. And I think that there's a big overlap between the type of person who likes to play a game and the type of person who likes to use blockchain. I mean, we're talking about people who typically sit at screens for long periods of time who want to be entertained. That's a pretty big overlap between gamers and people who trade crypto and use blockchain technology now. So I think it's a natural fit. And so it's not hard to attract those people into doing something they want to do right now, which is play a game, teach them how to use blockchain, and then get them to stick around. And so those are some of the big reasons why I think crypto gaming can start to become big and have a comeback as early as next year for these reasons, okay? There's really good reasons to use crypto inside of games in novel ways that are actually useful to the end user. And then also we can attract people from outside the crypto space to come in, with games you don't care about, buying and holding cryptocurrencies or, trading NFTs or doing DeFi or anything like that. Now, that being said, there's still some hurdles to overcome. So again, going back to what I was saying before, we still have to create games that are intrinsically valuable and have user retention that have nothing to do with actually making money, okay? Because if we just have games that have play to earn incentives where the games aren't that fun to play, and then crypto prices, go down, and they can't make any money with the game anymore, then people are going to lose interest. But I do think we can overcome that problem with what I was talking about before. There's many games that launched, in the past 2.5 years have been slowly building over time and continuing to raise capital. And I've seen some pretty promising early examples of this type of thing start to take shape. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start to see these major hit games that actually break out and get a lot of adoption. But that leads you to another problem, is there's so many crypto games out there and it's hard to tell which ones are actually going to be hits, okay? Which ones are going to be successful. But you have to understand, this is not really a problem that's unique to crypto, okay? It's also a problem in regular gaming. Okay, as I talked about before, it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to make a regular game, and there's still lots of people who are doing it. And you see many, many games that spend a lot of money and a lot of time, and they look kind of cool, but they don't actually get the type of adoption. It's usually just a small number of games that actually surfaced up to the level that everybody knows about. I think the same type of thing will happen with crypto games, but it's too early to tell which ones are going to be the clear winners. And so for that reason, I think a lot of people are really focusing on the infrastructure in 2024 that crypto games will run off of. So basically, which networks are going to be the best for crypto games. Think about it sort of like a pick and shovels play. People want to buy, infrastructure they think that will support the next hot games without having to figure out which game is going to be the most successful. And if I had to guess, that's probably going to be the sector that gets the most adoption and attention inside of 2024 is actually the infrastructure that we're building games off of, because that's the easiest one to identify rather than trying to pick out, the winning crypto game from this massive list. All right, so that's an overview of crypto games and why I think they have a big potential for a comeback inside of 2024. Again, crypto games kind of seen this big arc of boom and then bust, but are starting to get a lot of attention. And I don't think it's all hype. I think there can be some really compelling things that happen inside this space. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you excited about crypto games? Are there any projects in particular that you're like, man, you really got to watch out for this one? Maybe I'll make a video about them if I find enough people are excited about them down in the comment section below. So whenever you're finished leaving your comment, make sure you smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so the more people learn about blockchain. And if you want to get ahead of the next crypto wave in 2024, I can become a blockchain master step-by-step start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You really have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.